Hello, my name is Kendrick Celestin. I'm going to talk about my video, The Three Generation Curses. And what do I mean by the three generation curses? I've been studying about the three generation curses. You know, I kind of like mostly when I'm off my off days, I take some spare time, do some research. So I will take my perspective on the three generation curses. And this is just for me, from my perspective. And during the time I'm doing like the three generation curses, pretty much goes like to my family, right? It goes to me, my mother, or my grandmother, or my father, or his mother, or my father's father, or my mother's fathers, and actually going to generations. So I'm going to talk about the generation. So I'm going to talk about the first generation curse. So the first generation curse is going to go between the 1960s and 70s. So those are my grandparents. So during their period, well, they lived during the time it was like civil rights, where they're trying to fight to get their privilege, all stuff, sit at the table, go to the same schools, go to the same restaurants, whatever. But then they took a toll on it. That's when they started losing business. That's when a lot of black men started going to jail, getting incarcerated, going to jail, getting killed. Wife is pretty much growing up without the kids. She had to raise the kids on her own without the man in the house because her husband got killed pretty much in the war or during the civil rights movement. And also, and it took a lot of toll effect and it messed up the black communities and stuff. And it took a toll going like depending on farewell check, the farewell and like the section during the time that they were just misscrewed and communicate. And then the second generation curses between the 80s and the 90s. During the 80s, the second generation is when they were going crack, got messed up. They were going to jail, getting incarcerated, getting messed up in pitiful situations. And then when the 90s hit, that's when when the gangs were just starting to be becoming born. Gangs were just born up. It's just like rivalry, gang territory. Where you from? Pretty much, and they would really would kill each other over territory, even when they had nothing to own, to really much own nothing to begin with. And also we just fight and we kind of keep things to closed doors and we'll keep things under like a secret, hush hush. Don't really like tell them about it. And then also the 2000 teens. That's my generation. So that's me. That's my generation I'm talking about. But us, we got no shame in nothing. We come out of the closet. We show who we are, and the board and the bet, and you know what I mean? And we're not afraid to show how we feel about one another. And we know the name of difference. We don't hardly respect each other, and every time we do, and we're not even afraid to get killed over something because we're just not gonna put up being disrespect tolerating and gonna deal with people like that around me. Like each other. So, and then we want to pedalize people who's better, who's not better, and and the difference. So we want to break it, but if there's certain people we don't like, we're just not going to be affiliated with not being in their life. So, anyway, I just wanted to put my take on about what is my the three generations of the curse. So that's my generation. My generation of the third curse, that's me. My second generation curse is to my both parents, and the first generation was my grandparents. So I just want to explain out what's my take on perspective on the three generation curses. So pretty much it is up to me to break that generation curse cycle out. If I ever do have my family one day in the future, hey, I gotta break it out. Just can't have it all that happening. So anyway, Saudi video, the three generation curses. Anyway, like, dislike, share the video, see what you think of it. I will continue making more later on in the future. I hope you folks have a wonderful day. This is Kendrick Selsley, and I'm out.